Thank you for downloading Module 3 of 4 in the Freedom to Float technique. Here at last we go down to the swimming pool. You're going to learn how to float independently for the first time in your lives. If you're feeling nervous about going down to the pool by yourself, by all means take a partner or a friend in order to be there by your side to give assistance if necessary. We must find the right facilities. You need to find a shallow water pool with nice shallow water concrete steps. So here we are at a very suitable swimming pool. Nice shallow water and shallow steps all the way down. Edward's going to demonstrate these exercises. Many of you at this stage will have needed a buddy to arrive at the swimming pool to encourage you and give you confidence. At the end of this section, we're going to show you the buddy routines. Edward, if you'll come and sit down on the second step there and put your goggles on. Now what we're going to try to do here initially is to get you to feel the buoyancy, the extra buoyancy that you've gained by inflating your lungs with oxygen. It's a nice safe position. Your feet are going to be on the ground and your arms are going to be floating out in front of you. So stretch your feet out in front, legs straight, Edward, and rest your arms over your knees, relax them at the shoulders. When we do this and we're in shoulder deep water, the arms will float by themselves. He's not holding his arms up, he's allowing them to float. Just push them under, Edward, and let them float up. You've actually got to push them under. Now relax, and they'll float up by themselves. So if any teacher gives you a float to hang on to, or worse still, sticks armbands on you, tell them I said they're wasting your time. Totally unnecessary. The arms will float if we let them. If we could detach the arms at the shoulders, Edward's arms would float around the swimming pool by themselves. The head will actually sink. The head is heavier than the arms, not because of the weight of the brain, but unfortunately, Edward, but because of the weight of the skull. So what Edward's going to do now is take the breath, the freedom breath, and allow his head to sink into the water, leaving his arms floating on the surface. Now, if we get this right, the lungs will be full of oxygen and the extra buoyancy will allow his body to float up slightly off the step. The head sinks and the arms float, and that's what this exercise is all about. All the movement is about getting the breath, getting rid of the head, and allowing the arms to float. So Edward, take the breath. As soon as you inflate your cheeks, goggles in the water. Must emphasize, never delay after you've inflated your cheeks. Breathe in slowly, blow your cheeks up fully, goggles in the water. Now relax and allow your head to sink deeper. Keep your arms floating, and look, already his body is floating up off the step. Okay, Edward, lift your head out. The more you allow your head to go into the water, the more your body floats. And critically, the more your head is down in the water, the more you relax your neck and relax your spine, freeing the limbs to do other things later. Let's try that once more, Edward. The breath, and just relax your head down in the water. Nice big breath. As soon as he blows his cheeks up, his head's down in the water, leaving his arms floating, and up comes the body because of the capacity of oxygen in his lungs. The extra buoyancy he's had now is lifting him up onto the surface. Practice that a few times until you feel really comfortable with it. Then turn around and face the steps for the next exercise. So Edward, same step. If you put your hands together on the step and stretch your leg, again, stretch your body out fully behind you. Point your toes away from you, almost in the posture stretch position. Maybe put your hands up on the next step, Edward. That's better. So we've got him even straighter there. But it doesn't matter at this stage how much Edward tries to relax his arms or makes them float. It won't happen because we've got this 8 or 10 pound brick, his head, sticking up out the water, keeping everything down. So what I want you to do, Edward, take the breath again. Again, it's only from the shoulders up, only your head and your arms. Take the breath, allow your head to sink, and then allow your arms to float slowly up off the step. Nice and slow. No delay. Blow your cheeks up, facing the water. And just allow your hands to slowly float up off the step. Now, if you extend your body fully, posture stretch your spine, and the whole body will float in a safe position over the steps. Whenever you choose, you can put your hands down. Perfect safety. This is a typical point where many of you will need a buddy to have their hand on the shoulder just to give you confidence to lift your hands up. If you're finding it difficult, invariably you're not putting your head down sufficient. You must get your head fully under the water in order for your hands to float up. If you're feeling you're rocking and it's unsteady, it's because, again, you're not putting your head down. Try that once more, Ed, as a good demonstration. Stretch your body out as long as you like. It doesn't need to be very deep water where your hands are. Point your toes away from you. Now the head is the only thing that's stopping his body from floating. Take a nice big breath, Edward. Allow the head to sink. Immediately face down. And slowly just allow the arms to float up above your head. If you can extend your body now into the posture stretch, the whole body will float right up to the top of the water. Look how much buoyancy Edward's getting from these two armbands inside his chest, lifting the body up onto the surface of the water. Very natural way of floating. We don't need artificial aids. Now, this might take several practices for you. When you can achieve this, give yourself big congratulations. On your first visit to a swimming pool, you're able to float face down independently in the water. I've talked previously about the use of a buddy. At various times through your practice, you may call on a friend to help you, just hands-on, to give you a little bit more confidence, help you through the various practices. I'd like to demonstrate a few here now with Edward that I think will be particularly useful for you. Okay, Edward, let's try floating face down for the first time. Hands up on the step. Now, letting go for the first time is quite a big step. So what I'm going to do, all I'm going to do is have a hand on Edward's shoulder so that he has the confidence to let go of the step when he has his head down in the water. So nice big breath. Drop your face down into the water, and that's all I need to do. And just knowing that you have somebody there looking after you will give you the confidence to let go of the step for the first time. There we are, Edward's floating by himself, but this hand can mean a lot if you're still nervous. When it comes to choose a buddy, choose carefully. Choose somebody who you can trust and somebody who makes you feel confident. Hey, congratulations! After just 3 modules, you're able to float independently. When we move on to Module 4, we want to teach you how to stand up independently and float in a streamlined position on top of the water, and move further through the water than you've ever moved in your life with very little effort at all.